25-year-old Carla Marino is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old Pedro Salas, for breaking her bedroom window, stealing her television, and punitive damages.
Ah, Miss Marino, you and Mr. Salas were boyfriend and girlfriend for how long?
We were together for about 9 years, Your Honor.
Did he live with you?
We lived together. We rented a room.
Rented a room from whom?
From his father in his home.
So you lived with Mr. Salas in
Technically, yes.
his home, where he had a room in his father's house, and you just paid his father rent. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, in February of this year, where were you living, Miss Marino?
I have my home now. It's in Bakersfield, California.
And when did you and Mr. Salas separate?
We separated about a year ago.
And you remained with your father?
Yes, I remain in my father's home.
Just a second. You remain. Are you still in your father's home?
No, I have my own place now.
When did you get your own place?
2 months ago. I was homeless for a while. I was living out of my car.
Did your father ask you to leave the house?
After I got, after
That's
she got
either
fired,
a
yeah.
yes or a no. Did
No.
your father ask you to leave the
No,
house?
my mother's the one that asked me to leave the house.
Okay. And at that time, you were homeless?
Yes.
You have a drug problem?
No, I got fired from my home, from my job, where she caused a scene. She had me fired.
That's not a reason why your mother asks you to leave.
I couldn't pay rent.
That's all right. That's still not a reason for your mother to ask you to leave.
For her, it was.
Really? You got your own place a couple of months ago.
Yes, correct.
Is that when you wanted this TV back?
Yeah, well, originally when I wanted my TV back, I ran out of gas because I was still in the car. And I was at the 99-cent store, and I wanted my television so I could sell it so I could at least get some gas money.
That's not
So
true,
let me,
Your Honor.
shh. Just a second. So let me understand this. Mr. Salas, you and the defendant have been together for a year. You were taking your car to get gas. You didn't have money for gas. That was just last month. So you decided to go and get a TV that you left with her over a year ago.
No, I did not leave the TV with her over a year ago. She picked up the television from my witness's house. My TV was at his house. I even have evidence here that he messaged me.
Just a second. So when you and the plaintiff separated, the TV went where?
My neighbor's home.
Is that
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And in what month and year was that?
The month that it was in there was like around February 24th when he messaged me, is it okay for Carla to pick up the television? I have evidence here saying.
Okay, I'd like to see the evidence. So your friend texted you and says that it's okay to give Miss Marino the TV.
Mm-hmm.
I had asked the head of...
Shh. Well, that was on February 24th. Was it on February 24th, Miss Marino, that you picked up the TV?
Yes.
Just speak. The answer is yes. Prior to February 24th, the TV had been at this gentleman's house.
Yes.
For how long?
I'm not really sure, Your Honor. Maybe over a year.
And what were you doing picking up the TV?
The television is mine. I
Just
purchased the
tell me
television.
what you were doing picking up the TV.
I wanted my television, so I went to pick it up, Your Honor.
Okay, and you knew that it was being stored at his house?
Yes, but prior to that, I had asked him, since he's homeless, I would like my TV. He agreed to give me the television.
The question I have for you, Miss Marino, let's be clear. I'm going to believe that one person bought this TV originally. Doesn't make any difference whether at some point he gave you the TV because he was homeless.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand? I'm going to get there.
Yes.
So when I ask you questions, you're going to answer me truthfully.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is the reason you called Mr. Salas's friend back in February because you knew that Mr. Salas was homeless and had no use for a TV?
Yes.
So when you separated, Mr. Salas gave his friend the TV to hold for him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
No, just a second. When you and Mr. Salas separated, did you give the TV to, what's your last name?
Maris.
Did you give Mr. Maris the TV?
No, ma'am.
So Mr. Salas gave him the TV.
Yes.
It's going to be easy if you try not to figure out where I'm going and just tell me the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.